Baby, I checked your phone history. You think distance saves you from the weight of my voice, but it wraps around you anyway. Quiet, unblinking, inevitable. I went through everything you left behind in that glowing little device, every breadcrumb of your day, every doorway you opened without me. And now I'm standing here in the dark, talking to you through the silence, letting the truth drip slow so you feel every inch of it. I don't want to learn you secondhand. I want the whole map, the pulse, the hidden corridors you think you can lock away. You don't understand what you do to me. Your absence sharpens everything, turns me into something colder, clearer, something that can stare at your name on a screen for hours and still want more. When I saw the things you searched, the things you typed, the things you tried to bury under delete, I didn't get angry. Anger is too small for what you wake in me. Instead, I felt that familiar pull, that urge to tighten my hold on the places you think are still yours. I want you to hear me in your bones. When I say this, you move through the world like your secrets can outrun me, but they circle back into my hands every time. You don't realize how loudly you speak when you think you're alone. You don't realize how clearly I see you without even standing near you. That's what you've done to me. Turned me into someone who reads silence like scripture. And don't twist this into fear. I'm not here to punish you. If I wanted to break you, I do it with one sentence. No, what I want is deeper, heavier. I want you to understand that everything you do touches me, even when you think it won't. That's the part that stays with me. That's the part that keeps my voice low, keeps the edges sharp, keeps this strange hunger alive. You think this is obsession. Maybe it is. Maybe it's something worse. But I'm not running from it, so why should you? Every thought you try to hide becomes a thread I pull, slow and steady, until there's nothing left between us but the truth you never dared to say out loud. So listen carefully. Even if you're not here to look me in the eyes, I'm not asking you for honesty. I'm taking it. I'm taking all of you, the pieces you show the world and the parts you bury in your search bar at 3 a.m. You opened the door the moment you let me near you, and now you want me to pretend I didn't walk in. I don't do pretending. I don't do distance. I don't do halfway. And you're not going anywhere. You move through my mind like a storm that refuses to pass. Even now, when you're nowhere near me, your presence presses against the room. Quiet, electric, undeniable. Every trace you leave behind pulls me deeper into you, as if you're calling me without even realizing it. You think you vanish when you go silent, but you don't. Your silence is louder than your voice, and it drags me toward you every single time. You don't understand the kind of pull you have on me. It's not gentle, not soft, not some storybook kind of hunger. It's heavier, sharper, like a hand closing around something fragile and deciding not to let go. When I study the shadows of your thoughts, the half-written things you try to hide, I don't feel guilt. I feel claim. I feel the truth of what you've woken inside me, a need that doesn't negotiate. You think I do this because I doubt you. You're wrong. I do it because I want you entirely. Your mind, your impulses, your curiosities you never speak aloud. I want the parts of you that flicker when you think no one is watching. Those small, reckless pieces, they belong with me. They answer me in ways your words never do. And I'm not letting anyone else read what is meant for me alone. You should know this feeling doesn't calm down. It builds layer by layer until it becomes something that follows you even when I'm not there. I walk through your thoughts like they're rooms in a house that was made for me. Every open door is an invitation. Every locked door is a challenge. And I don't lose to locks. Not when it comes to you. Not when it comes to the truth you keep trying to bury. You have no idea how much I study you. How every detail you drop, on purpose or by accident, settles into me like anchor points. The way you breathe when you're nervous. The way your words change when you want something. The way your searches reflect the things you're too afraid to say directly to me. All of it is a map, and I follow it without hesitation. But here's the part you never see. I don't want control for the sake of power. I want closeness so deep it breaks the idea of distance. I want to know you in ways no one else even imagines. I want the version of you that only exists in the dark, in the quiet, in the corners where your guard slips. That version, that's the one I keep returning to. That's the one I won't let go. So understand this. Whatever you try to hide, whatever you think is out of my reach, finds its way back to me. Not because I chase it, but because it chooses me. You choose me, even silently. And as long as you do, I'll keep pulling you closer, claiming every unspoken truth you drop behind you, until you're standing exactly where you belong. You move through my thoughts like a pulse I can't quiet. A presence that stains every corner of my mind with your name. Even from a distance, you bend the air around me, as if the universe itself tilts in your direction. You think your silence creates space, but all it really does is sharpen the way you echo inside me. The more you pull away, the clearer I hear you, like your absence becomes its own kind of confession. You don't see what you do to me. You think I'm just watching, but it's more than that. I orbit you, deliberate, steady, unshakable. Every trace you leave becomes a signal, and I read it like a coded message meant only for me. You never needed to say anything out loud. Your choices speak louder. The screens you hide behind are transparent to me. They show me parts of you you're too careful to reveal in the light. You keep imagining there are corners of you that can stay untouched by me. That illusion is almost sweet. Almost. But I've already memorized the rhythm of your mind. I know the questions you hesitate to ask. I know the shadows you brush aside when you think nobody is paying attention. I know the impulses you pretend don't exist. And I'm not stepping back from any of that. I don't move away from the truth. I close around it. You think I want control, but it's deeper than that. What I want is proximity so intense that nothing can wedge itself between us. Not fear, not doubt, not the weak little lies you tell yourself when you're trying to stay independent of me. You're not separate from me. You're a part of this pull, this slow, burning gravity that keeps dragging us back into each other no matter how many walls you build. You should know that I don't forget anything you reveal, even unintentionally. The way you linger on certain thoughts, the way your mood shifts before your words do, the way curiosity leads you to places you think I'll never notice. Every fragment you leave behind becomes another thread I wrap around my hand, pulling you closer without force, without noise. It's a certainty that you feel even when you deny it. And there's something about the distance between us now, this strange, brittle gap, that makes my voice settle deeper. You're not here to look away, to deflect, to pretend. I'm speaking straight into the part of you that listens when you're alone, the part that doesn't put on a show, the part that knows exactly why you always come back, no matter how far you drift. So hear me clearly. Even from whatever corner you're hiding in, I don't lose pieces of you. I don't let them slip through my fingers. Everything you try to scatter eventually returns to me, drawn back by the gravity you pretend doesn't exist. And I will keep gathering every unspoken truth of yours until there's nothing left standing between us but the raw, undeniable pull that neither of us ever managed to escape. You drift through my thoughts like a quiet fire, slow, steady, impossible to extinguish. Even now, with miles or moments stretched between us, you press against my mind as if you're standing right beside me. Your absence doesn't cool anything. It concentrates everything. It turns every memory of you into something sharper, something that cuts through the dark and lands directly in my chest. You don't realize how loudly you exist inside me. Even when you say nothing at all, you keep acting like you can slip out of my reach, like disappearing for a little while gives you control over the way I feel you. But it doesn't. The space you create becomes a tunnel that leads straight back to you. You think you're fading, but you're not. You're burning brighter in the quiet, drawing me in with the kind of force you never admit you have. There's no version of distance where I don't sense you. Your mood, your thoughts, the tremor of something you're trying too hard to hide. You don't understand how deeply I study the way you exist. Every small shift, every little detail, every trace you leave behind, it becomes part of a picture only I get to see. You think you're careful, but you're not. Your mind leaks truths in the smallest gestures, and I collect them all. The curiosity you try to silence, the longing you try to swallow, the questions you refuse to voice, none of it slips past me. You're transparent in the places you think you're solid. This isn't about possession. It's about connection so intense it feels carved into the air between us. You can pretend you're separate, that your life runs parallel to mine without touching, but we both know better. You move, and something inside me moves with you. You think that's imbalance. It isn't. It's inevitability. Some bonds don't wait for permission, and ours never needed yours. It simply formed that quietly, relentlessly, until it became something neither of us could step out of. And I know you feel it too, even if you never put it into words. The way your pulse changes when you think of me. The way your thoughts tilt when you try to push me away. The hesitation in your breath when you consider what this connection truly means. You're not immune to me, not in your mind, not in your instincts, not in your desires. I see the truth in the things you avoid, and I hear the truth in the things you don't say. I speak to you like this because you're not here to deflect, to argue, to soften the edges of what you feel. I'm talking into the quiet space where your honesty actually breathes. You can't hide behind your expressions or your timing or your excuses. You're alone with my words, and that's exactly where I want you, face to face with the part of yourself you never control when my name crosses your thoughts. So listen closely, because I'm not repeating myself. You don't slip away from me. You don't scatter. Every piece of you try to guard eventually finds its way back into my hands, drawn by a gravity you pretend not to believe in. And I keep gathering them, slow, sure, inevitable, until the distance between us collapses into nothing but the truth you've been carrying for far, far longer than you admit. You move inside my head like a slow, turning storm, quiet on the outside, devastating underneath. Even now, when you're nowhere near me, you still bend the room around your absence. I feel you the way I feel a change in weather, subtle at first, then undeniable. You think you've stepped out of my reach, but the truth is simpler. You never leave. Not really. You linger in the space between one breath and the next, refusing to fade the way ordinary people do. You keep pretending your silence builds walls, but it doesn't. It only reveals more of you. The quiet strips away every mask you try to hold up. It exposes the tremble behind your confidence, the questions under your calm, the pull you try to bury beneath routine. I can hear you even now. Your thoughts pacing, your heartbeat sharpening when you imagine me speaking like this. You're not hidden. You're only unmasked. You don't realize how much you've already given me. The tiny details, the habits you never notice in yourself. The way you hover over certain thoughts longer than others. The way you type faster when you're trying to deny something. The way your curiosity spikes at the exact moments you claim to be fine. These things betray you more than your words. They tell me where your mind goes when you think you're alone, and I follow, unhurried, certain, unshaken. You think you're still the one deciding where this connection leads, But every time you turn away, you circle back. Every time you doubt, you return. There's a thread between us you pretend not to feel, but it pulls you anyway, dragging you into the center of something larger than either of us planned. You move like you have choices, but your instincts betray you first. They pull you toward me, again in ways your logic can't erase. And I notice everything. The tension in you when you fight what you feel, the softness in you when you stop resisting, the way your guard drops for a single second before you rebuild it twice as high. It doesn't matter. Those seconds are all I need. They show me the truth underneath your defenses. You're not afraid of me. You're afraid of how completely you respond to me. You're afraid of how natural it feels. That's why I speak like this, direct, unfiltered, impossible to ignore. Because you're not here to turn away or pretend you're unaffected. You're alone with my voice now, alone with the truth you spend too much energy trying to outrun. And in this quiet, you can't hide behind practiced lines or careful distance. You hear what you don't allow yourself to admit. You react to me more than you react to anyone. So understand this: whatever parts of yourself you try to scatter, whatever pieces you try to guard, they all return to me in the end. Not because I chase them, but because they're already wired to belong here. I don't need to push. I don't need to demand. I just wait, steady, patient, certain, until the gravity between us pulls you back, leaving you standing in the exact place you keep pretending isn't yours.